Hi there. Are you on the hunt for the perfect client feedback tool and you're not sure if BugHerd is for you? In this video, we're going to compare 6 BugHerd alternatives for web agencies. We're going to specifically focus on how to submit feedback on websites, since that's one of the most important things for a web agency. So if you're looking for a more affordable alternative, other features, or an easier to use tool, some of these 6 alternatives might be a better fit for you. Let's dive in. The first alternative for us to take a look at is called Feedbucket, and as you see, they have collect and organize website feedback from your clients. If we take a look at this site here, which is just a website that I've created and installed Feedbucket on, and it was very simple to install Feedbucket. You just basically add a script tag to it, or you can use a WordPress plugin. But once it's installed, you see that you get this toolbar out here to your right. So we have submit feedback using a screenshot. So directly on the page, I can start drawing or doing anything that I want, and I'll just do here, say feedback as an example, and I hit submit. And you get this little pin here as well to show where other feedback has been submitted. So that's great for not sending in duplicates, basically. But what's really cool is that right on the page, you have this view all feedback here. So directly on the page, you can just start to see, okay, here's the screenshot, for example, that we just drew. You can see the page, and I can start to make some comments here. And if I want to resolve it, as an example, I can do that directly from the page. I would say that the main benefits with Feedbucket is that it's web agency focused. It's specifically focused to solve the problems of a web agency. You get some deep project management integrations. As an example, we can see here a ticket created in Asana with all the details and the screenshot attached and everything like that. If we take a look at their pricing plan, there's 3 plans basically. There's there's Pro, there's Business, and there's Enterprise. So Pro starts at $39 a month, and I would say that the Pro plan has everything that you really need to start, collecting good feedback from your clients as a web agency. You can opt in for the Business plan if you want to have some extra features, of course. So Feedbucket is a direct alternative to BugHerd, and it's specifically aimed towards getting client feedback when you're building websites for your clients. So the next tool that we're going to check out is called markup.io. It's a little bit different. You just basically enter the URL here, so there's nothing to install, which is a benefit. So you can see here that I've installed it on the website that we were using before. So let's just click here on open, and you can see that it's now opening up this tool right in the browser, basically. So from here, I can do the same type of style. If I just click here and I add a comment, some feedback, and click post, we can see that I can now do the same thing, and you have this toolbar out here. I would say that the main difference and the main benefits of Markup.io is that you can do feedback on various assets. I just showed you the on our website right now, but you can submit feedback on PDFs or some images or something like that. And a main benefit as well, of course, is that it's 0 installation. So with Markup.io, there's nothing to install. It's using a proxy technology so that you basically can submit feedback on any website that you don't even own, but this obviously comes with some drawbacks, like there's basic auth, which is an important thing for a web agency. Sometimes you take your staging site and you put it behind basic auth. There's a limitation there, and it's not truly responsive. I didn't show you that now, but you can from here select if you want to do it on a mobile phone. But all of us that have been testing websites before knows that there's a difference between using your browser to change the viewport and actually submit feedback on a mobile phone. And yeah, it's another tool to log into for your team. You have some lack of integration, so you're going to have to start working inside of this tool as well. If we're taking a look at pricing, we can see that you have a free plan and you have a pro plan. And for a web agency, it's almost going to be for sure that you need to upgrade to the pro plan here at $29. The next alternative on our list is called Usersnap. As we can see here, you build impactful products by scaling user testing. Usersnap might be a little different here because it's actually created for user feedback. But again, I have installed it on this test website here, and I didn't show you this, but you can see there's lots of customizations here. You can basically create the widget however you want, and I just went with the report a bug feature here. So again, we can click here directly on the page, report an issue. You know, let's draw something as an example and just do feedback and click on submit. Bug tracking that we got in this feedback in here. So I would say that the biggest benefits of Usersnap is that there's lots of customization options. Like I said, you can customize the widget to basically look and feel however you want to. It's really cool that you have one feedback inbox. So if you have multiple projects running, you have one inbox where you can just keep track of that inbox. Some drawbacks I would say is that there's limited projects. If we take a look here on their pricing plan, you can see that their cheapest plan, it caps you at 5 projects, and if you're running a web agency, I think that's going to probably cap you pretty quickly. If we also, it's very expensive. So Usersnap is basically, like I said, it's a user feedback platform. So it has a lot of different tool set, as we talked about here, overwhelming tool set. So there can be like a lot of tools in there that you don't really need as a web agency, and of course that justifies the cost. But if you don't need them, it's kind of a bummer to pay for them, right? But I would say as a web agency, is a very good tool. It has lots of integrations, but you would probably need to go with the company price here. And even that is capping you at 15 active projects at $189 a month. And that way it comes in as one of the pricier options out there. So yeah, that would be Usersnap. All right, so the fourth alternative that we're going to take a look at here is called Marker.io. Again, I have installed Marker.io here on our test website, and as you can see, you get this little button out here now when you install it. And installing Marker.io is also just adding a script tag to your website, and they do have some plugins and other things to make it simple for you as well. But if you click here and give feedback, you can see that it directly generates this screenshot here on the fly. So now you can start drawing, and you can, draw some arrows and do whatever you want. But title, some feedback, back, other things. So I would say that the main benefits of Marker.io is that you can have different widgets for your team and your clients. So this is great if you want to, your team members to be able to select, for example, some labels, or you want them to assign it to somebody specifically. Whereas clients, you just want them to send in some feedback. You got some deep two-way integrations here as well. You have unlimited projects, which is obviously great when you're a web agency. Some drawbacks that we can see here is that there's no way to submit video feedback. So if you have some harder to explain bugs, it's very hard to do that maybe with just a screenshot. You have per user pricing, and when you have a per user pricing, a lot of times they want to get you inside of the tool with all of your team. And that can be a limitation, which can balloon costs if you're not careful. And there's more focus on the bug reporting aspect, because some features like session replay, which is really cool, but you can usually see them in other types of tool. And you need to create an account to access like a guest portal. So if you want to see the feedback that has been submitted, you need to create an account. It's free, but you still need to create an account and so on. If we take a look at their pricing again, we can see that the starter is starting at $59 a month, and they have a team at $149. So, and with their starter plan, there is definitely all that you need to start submitting feedback as a web agency. So I would say that Marker.io is a direct competitor to BugHerd, and definitely something to check out if you're interested in client feedback for your web agency. All right, we're coming to an end here. Our fifth alternative would be Pastel, and very similar to Markup.io, Pastel is using a proxy technology, which means that you can create feedback on websites, PDFs, emails, and so on. But I focused on websites here, so I created with our website that we have here. And again, you're going to come to this new site here where you can just start to let's submit some feedback and let's post it. And we can see here now that you can basically click on it and you can see how it's looking basically. You can take a look here and you have the sidebar here again. So again, there's nothing to install here, which is a nice benefit. Let's actually take a look here at the benefits. So yeah, no installation required. Again, it's using a proxy technology, so you can submit feedback on other sites that's not even your own. And again, you can take feedback on multiple things, like maybe you want to do PDFs or images, which could be good if you're a web agency that's not using a design tool like Figma or so on. But the website is the important part. Similar to Markup.io, you have another platform to log into now, you and your team, and the proxy limitations, for example, with basic auth, or if you want to submit feedback from a mobile phone. There's few integrations here. There's only 4 options, and there's no really two-way syncs here. So you would basically need to come into Pastel and then export the tickets and put them into maybe Jira if you're using something like that. A commenting window, which is very important to understand here. You have a 72-hour commenting window on canvases in the lower plan, which means that after 3 days you cannot submit any more comments on it. So you have a 3-day process. So if we take a look at their pricing here, you can see that the solo, which would be $29 a month, where you have 3 premium canvases, and then you have the studio at $99 a month, which means that because of this 3-day commenting window, you most likely gonna have to go for the studio at $99 a month. So make sure you check that out. But otherwise, amazing product, especially if you want to submit feedback on a live site, something that is you can't really install something on, or you want to just maybe submit some feedback and collaborate on another website that you don't even own. So yeah, that's Pastel. All right, we are down to our last alternative for BugHerd. So our last alternative is called Userback, and again, I have installed Userback here, and it's very simple to install. You basically just add a script tag to the website, similar to Feedbucket or BugHerd, I guess, or Marker.io and so on. And when you do that, you get this toolbar out here called Feedback. So let's click that, and let's click Report a Bug. And you have to enter some email here. So email@test.com, testing and feedback. And you can see here, you can do both screenshot and you can do a video recording. Well, let's click on screenshot and basically just drag that and add this as the screenshot, basically. So you attach a screenshot to each feedback here instead of just submitting it directly from the page. And you hit submit. And with any luck now, it should be submitted. So yeah, you see here, you have thank you. I would say that the biggest benefits of Userback is it's a feature-rich platform. So it comes loaded with a lot of different tools. Some might be towards user feedback, which is a little bit different than client feedback. User feedback is more when you want to get some feedback from your users inside of, for example, a SaaS app. You have on-page guest portal, similar to Feedbucket. You can set up Userback so that people can see the feedback right on the page without having to log in to another guest portal. The drawbacks, I would say, is there's a high price point. There's a project limitation, similar to what we saw at Usersnap, and I would say that probably because it's more aimed towards user feedback. You have screenshot limitations, so in the lower plans you need to use an extension. It's a fully fledged project management tool they want you to use and operate inside of Userback, although they do have a lot of different integrations. But if we take a look at the pricing plans here, we can see that we have $79 for the startup and $159 for a company and $289 for premium. And we can see here that we are capping at projects. So with a startup you can run 5 projects, and so which means that as a web agency you're probably going to hit this limit pretty quickly. So you would most likely need to opt for the company platform here, which would set you back $159 a month. So Userback is a beautiful product. It's very expensive compared to some other tools. So there's a lot of different features, but if you just want to do some client feedback, then yeah, it definitely comes in one of the most expensive ones, but it's definitely worth to try out. So, all right, that was 6 BugHerd alternatives, and we're down to the conclusion now. I will link up this article in the description below, so you can read some more information here that I was not able to have in the video. But basically, as a conclusion, I think that web agencies that are looking for a BugHerd alternative should try out Feedbucket. It's built by a group of ex-web agency owners, so are laser focused on solving specifically that problem. And if you're already using a project management tool like Jira or Asana or ClickUp or so on, it integrates well with those tools, and do not want you to have to move your whole team into a different tool. So yeah, hope this has been valuable, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.